What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. Let's dive into NXT for November the 28th, 2023. Pretty okay show for the most part. It still felt like it was run of the mill for me. We're still building towards NXT deadline, which is literally next weekend, next Saturday. So next week is going to be the go home show. This show was decent for the most part. It was okay. It was okay. So we kicked the show off with the first match of the night, that being Tony D and Stacks versus Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo for the NXT Tag Team Championships. There was a brawl that took place before the bell rung. The family had attacked the Garzas. They had a little brawl for about a good minute and a half. So then the match got underway. So the family, they retained via the bada boom, bada bing. They hit Garza with the bada boom, bada bing for the 1, 2, 3. This is fine, I guess. I'm a fan of both teams, if we're being honest. I want this to be a feud. I really would love for this to be a feud. Hopefully we get the rematch, maybe at deadline. I don't know. That's just an observation. But this was fine. Moving on. So, Ilya Dragunov, he's not happy with that Nathan Frazier was talking behind his back. Nathan Frazier just preferred Baron Corbin's lifestyle over Dragunov's. Nathan Frazier said that Dragunov is getting paranoid with his upcoming high defense at NXT deadline. So, Dragunov says that they're at the point of they're past the point of apologies. But Dragunov knows how to solve this. Okay, so this is going to lead into a match, which is fine. Nathan Frazier, he's okay on the mic, but he needs to get a little bit better when it comes to promos. Just me. Next, we got a video package on, oh my God, Johnny fucking Gargano. Ugh. I am so tired of Johnny Gargano. I'm tired of Johnny Gargano. I am. I am. Next. So, Josh Briggs, another guy who I'm tired of as well. He's elated about participating in the Iron Survivor Challenge. So Lexis King joins the conversation. JBL gave Briggs his stamp of approval last week, and he knocked it out of the park. Lexis introduces himself to Fallon Henley and Brooks Jensen. Jensen wants to know why Lexis King is stirring the pot. Lexis King is not stirring the pot. He's calling it like he sees it. Briggs calls Lexis a parasite, and Brooks will have a match with Lexis later on tonight. Okay, that's fine. Next, we get a shot of Nikita Lyons training, and she's doing some kicks and everything. And then we see her in the crowd, which is great. So Nikita Lyons is set to make her return sometime next year. So that's great. That's excellent. And it's always good to see her, because I think that she's going to be a huge star. I do think that in 2024, she will be NXT Women's Champion. I really do believe that. And hopefully my prediction becomes true. Hopefully it does. Hopefully it comes true. Because Nikita Lyons is great. She is a fucking star. She's a star. Not just because she's sexy, but she's a star. She's got the total package. She looks like a star. So, Nikita Lyons, 2024 is going to be her year. I guarantee you guys that. Moving on. Kiana James versus Kelani Jordan. They were selected by Jerry the King Lawler as his Iron Survivor picks. To be in the Iron Survivor qualifiers. So, Roxanne Perez comes out. She gets involved. She rings the bell. This allows for Kelani Jordan to hit her finish, which is the split-legged moonsault for the 1, 2, 3. So I'm fine with that because that continues Roxanne Perez feud with Kiana James, which is good. They might do like a last woman standing match or a steel cage match or something at Deadline. I think that would make the most sense. So Kelani Jordan winning here is fine. So moving on from that, we got security footage that it was indeed Lexis King who attacked Trick Williams a few weeks ago. So that was true. I don't know how I feel about this because it doesn't make any sense. I just don't know how I feel about it because why would Lexis King do that, you know? I don't know. Whenever you do whodunit in wrestling, sometimes it can come out good and sometimes it can come out bad. And in this instance, it came out bad because you could have split Trick and Mello up. You could have, and that would have been fine. But Lexis King just doing that just to make a name for himself, I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know why Shawn Michaels went with that, but it is what it is, I guess. I don't know. And I like Lexis King. I do. I like Lexis King. He's going to be a star for sure. But him attacking Trick, I don't know how I feel about that. I just don't. At the moment. I mean, where's it going to lead to? Like, Trick isn't really even focused on Lexis King. He's focused on becoming champion. Like, I don't know. We'll see how it unfolds. Moving on. So the Alpha Academy, they have unfinished business with Meta-4. Maxine Dupree wants to get her hands on Lash Legend. Then Alpha Academy challenges Meta-4 to a 6-person mixed tag next week. Then, moving on from that, then we get Chase U. So, Andre Chase, he's at the podium being interviewed. So he says that he would like to recognize the Chase U student body and faculty in carrying on the day-to-day operations and curriculum. So he basically just says that what you've been hearing about the investigation, that has been true. He said that the investigation reveals suspicious and illegal activities such as gambling and the issue of university funds, which has led to the university in severe debt. Unfortunately, I'm standing here to tell you that it is all true. He said he takes full responsibility and he just takes full responsibility for the difficulties that put this university that I love so much in debt. He said that he's going to work hard to pay back those obligations as quickly as possible to restore Andre Chase University to what it truly is, an institution that shapes minds and future sports entertainers. That's all I can share the matter. And he opens up the floor for any questions. The first reporter, he's like, how much do you owe and who do you owe the money to? He said the amount's not important, but it's significant. What's important is paying it back as soon as possible. So the second reporter says, do you have any idea how your gambling practices will lead to the public? Andre Chase responds by saying, my thoughts and suspicions, I have my thoughts and my suspicions, but I'm not going to speculate this time. Then the third and final reporter says, is there anything you'd like to say to the student body? Andre Chase says that if this situation is not taken care of, everything we built in Chase U is in jeopardy. As for the student body, I want to publicly apologize to all of you. Because of my irresponsibility caused this, I will address the students at the next assembly meeting. And then he says, no further questions. Thank you for your time. So, this is great. I loved it. Thea Hill was great here, as well as JC Jane. They're just in the camera shot, just kind of dumbfounded, just shocked that it happened. So that was great. I like this angle. I really do. I'm trying to think if they're going to turn Andre Chase heel in this. I don't know. Because this gimmick can be so over on the main roster. But I don't know. I really don't know. I'm interested in seeing what happens. I really am. Next, moving on from that, Bron Breakker versus Eddie Thorpe. Those were the men that Jerry King Lawler selected to be in the Iron Survivor Challenge. So Bron Breakker thankfully won. He speared Eddie Thorpe, who needs to go back to New Japan. Eddie Thorpe fucking sucks. I'm just not into Eddie Thorpe. I'm just not. And this felt like a really long match, too. Like, this should have went maybe about 5 minutes. Especially since Eddie had hurt ribs. So I don't know why this was a long match, but it was. Moving on. So Carmelo Hayes tells Trick Williams that they need to get their lick back on Lexis King. Trick says that he needs to be smart about this whole situation. Deadline's coming up, and there's nothing that's going to stop him from getting what's his. Lexis King will get his receipt, but Trick needs to keep his eyes focused on the prize. Bell doesn't have a prize because Lexis took it away from him. They're jumping people. They're past jumping people from behind. They'll get their lit back at the right time. So, I'm fine with this because it makes sense. I do think that they're probably going to end up splitting up Trick and Mello. I do think that Mello is going to turn heel. I just see it because he's been babyface for so long, for the most part. And then, at times he's worked in the tweener role, but I do think that he'll turn heel. I think that's going to make the most sense. So we'll see where that goes from there. But I'm interested to see where everything goes when it comes to the Trick and Mello. Part of me wants them to break up, and then part of me doesn't want them to break up. I'm kind of caught in the middle because I like them both. They're good as a duo, but they're also good as singles as well. Because they're both stars. I mean, Trick, I could see him definitely being a main eventer for sure. He's got the size, the athleticism, the promo ability, the charisma, everything. Mello, if he goes to the main roster, I could see him being a decent mid-card guy, U.S. champion, IC champion, tag team champion, stuff like that. Maybe a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship, maybe, and that's pushing it, so I don't know. Next, we get a massive brawl that breaks out in the women's locker room after they find out there's going to be a last chance qualifying match next week, which I predicted that would happen anyway. I kind of thought that would happen because, why not? They always do this anyway. They've always done this. This has been WWE for years. Same thing with NXT. They've always done this. They always, end up doing the last chance qualifying matches. And I kind of hate it, but it is what it is. Next, Ilya Dragunov versus Nathan Frazier. Pretty decent little match. Ilya wins with not 1, not 2, but 3 H-bombs. So, post-match, Baron Corbin appears on the Titantron. Corbin brags about his lifestyle, but the only thing that's missing is the NXT Championship. At NXT Deadline, Corbin is going to take that title and leave Ilya with nothing. Corbin says that Ilya can go back to Germany. They'll meet face-to-face next week. Next. And again, I feel like this should be in the middle of the show. This should be in the middle of Deadline. I feel like the men's and women's Iron Survivor matches should open and close the show. That's just how I would do it if I was Shawn Michaels booking it. Moving on. So Mackenzie Mitchell had a backstage interview with Lyra Valkyria. She congratulates Lyra on retaining her NXT Women's Championship last week. But what's next for her? Lyra is literally looking forward to who's going to win the women's Iron Survivor Challenge at Deadline. Fallon Henley joins the conversation. Fallon Henley tells Lyra that she'll be the next challenger. Lyra has never doubted Dallas' ability, if she wins, that's a match that Lyra's looking forward to. And then Tatum Paxley, who we hadn't seen in a couple of weeks, well, actually 3 or 4 weeks, she's in the background and says that it doesn't matter because Lyra will easily beat her. So that's interesting there. Again, I don't know what they're going to do with Tatum Paxley. She's had so many stop and start pushes. I don't know what to think of her anymore. I really don't. She's just there. I really don't know. Maybe they're going to feud Fallon Henley and Tatum Paxley together. I don't know. They probably will end up doing something like that. I just don't see Fallon Henley winning. It just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. Next, we get a pretty cool little Carmen Petrovich vignette. She's doing a bunch of mixed martial arts moves and everything else. Really cool. She's playing with katanas and everything else. So the vignette was pretty cool. Next, we get a Joe Gacy vignette. And I'm just like, he's just babbling on about some crazy shit. I mean, he doesn't know who he is and everything else. It's just like, okay, what's the end goal to all of this? This has been going on for the past 3 weeks. What the fuck is the end game? There has to be an end game to all of this. Like, is Gacy going to wrestle? Like, what is he going to do? He's been channeling his inner Bray Wyatt for the last 3 weeks. It's like, pull the trigger on Joe Gacy, please. Like, what are they going to do with him? Do something with him. If not, just put him on the main roster. Next, Ariana Grace versus Carmen Petrovich. So Ariana Grace gets the win. She wins via the Wasteland for the 1, 2, 3, which is great. Joe Gacy took the ring bell mid-match, which is kind of funny. Booker T said, "What the hell is he doing?" I got a laugh out of that. That was hilarious. Booker T is so hilarious on commentary. Next, Lexis King versus Brooks Jensen. So Lexis King wins. This took a long time. This was a long, boring match. So Carmelo Hayes gets involved, but referees restrain him and everything else. And then this allows for Lexis King to hit the coronation for the 1, 2, 3. I like that name for a finish. I think that's a good name for it. And then post-match, Carmelo Hayes had to be held back by the referees. So they're still going to continue this feud with the two of them. Next, the main event, the Fatal 4-Way. Wesley versus Johnny Gargano versus Cameron Grimes versus Bronson Reed. Dominic Mysterio was on commentary. Wesley gets the win. I don't care about any of this. I just don't. Ivar, he came out and the two of them had a fight scene. Ivar, Bronson Reed, so they continue that feud. So that was pretty cool. This happened midway through the match. And then post-match, post-match, Wesley celebrates. Then we close the show by seeing a brawl between Roxanne Perez and Kiana James. They're brawling in the parking lot. So that's cool there. So I enjoyed that. So with that ending, we should get a specialty type of match. I'm thinking either steel cage, last woman standing, or maybe like a falls count anywhere. Any of those stipulations are fine with me. So all in all, NXT was okay. But what did you guys think? Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.